I'm on this side now, guys. Uh-oh.
This is what you do when you're Blake in casting with Blake. You do dance moves. Right?
I got taco stain on my polo, too. You guys are going to love that.
Which is not a sandwich. A taco is not a sandwich. Okay.
But if you're here to watch Flesh and Blood, too bad, because we're doing this thing. Yeah, show them your pin.
Yeah, totally. So we got cool vendors. Also, this is my cool, my
Hey,
satchel.
Can you put all your cards in there?
No, I just have like
Oh.
my essentials, like chapstick, lighter, wallet. But I got this rad, where is it? Mask of Perdition pin on the bag.
Hell yeah.
It's freaking cooler now. So anyway, just shouting them out.
If you thought we were done with wizards, we're not. We got one wizard on one side that's got fire. We got one wizard on the other side that's got ice. This is looking like a
classic
an
battle.
HBO. I guess there's no HBO anymore. It's just Max.
Yeah, how did they get a worse logo with a worse name? How did that get past corporate?
Practice, you know. The live totals are not 5-0, but I think probably 36-30 again. We need more Dromai on camera. I'm scared to ask how they're doing, though.
Last time I checked, they're still floating around the top table. A couple.
Right. We just have a vendetta against that class. You've seen Alan before, if you've been watching this channel. He shows up to the AGEs. He gets some top 8s. He's also that one guy with the crayons at Pro Tour.
Do you think he has Titanium Bauble in his Kano deck?
It blocks for 3.
and is a blue.
And it Kano activation. I don't see what would be wrong with that.
Yeah, I don't either.
If you could do 0 arcane on it, so it could be buffed by by both your arms and your. I don't know. Is he using? Do you think they'll be doing Waning Moon this whole time?
Both.
Or are we about to be doing Waning Moon every 5 seconds for the next hour and a half?
I think so. From what I remember of my Iyslander days, also what a pattern that is to your deck. I love that.
Oh my God!
I hope you can
He's
keep track
memorizing every single one of these.
Yeah, I think Icelander's maybe a little too slow, and Kano either pitch stack or just finds the combo and kills you basically.
But what if he was unwrapping his crown more? What was it? It looked like a crayon candy or something, where he's going to freak everyone out by eating one of those. What's an Iyslander list looking like these nowadays? I think it's either going to be a full arcane, or we're going to still do some, here's a Wounded Bull, here's a Enlightened Strike, here's a Findle's Fighting Spirit to do 7 or more every time.
Yeah, I'm kind of liking the all arcane Iyslander lists a bit more these days. So we'll have to see what flavor of Iyslander he's bringing, and see if Alan has brought any sort of extra spice to his
deck. The whole thing of Tahine.
Yeah.
Wouldn't put it past him, Tahine on the side.
And this is a perfect example, everybody, of why you just roll 1 die and choose odd or even.
Never. I roll till I die, man.
Do you? There was an interesting discussion about 2 dice, odd or even.
Oh, somebody was trying to make somebody feel bad because they didn't believe that it would be. It's even on both sides. It's kind of hard to explain to people, Not everybody went to
if only we had
double college math.
Yeah, if we had Sam here, who's really good at math, as we found out in the last.
Oh, he does. He does do that.
He's really good at math. He denies it, but then he got all the math questions correct.
Oh, we're starting. We got a winner's bite? I don't think Kano cares about that at all.
Yeah, totally. You just Kano instead. Send spells.
How much Kano have you played in your lifetime?
A fair amount.
Okay. I'm at 0, so.
Oh, okay, cool.
I know how it blows me up, but I haven't, learned all the, stack blue, ragamuffin this.
Colin Honigman in the chat. Let's go. Colin, I'm cosplaying as you right now because it's Blake and somebody with glasses and a mustache. So
True.
Yeah.
Where's Colin at right now? In European?
He's in London.
Oh, he must be about to go to sleep there.
I don't think they're that far ahead. I don't even know what time it is. We've just been indoors. Anyway, we see Waning Moon coming down just for 2.
Yeah, nobody cares about this. We clearly have enough AB because each of our players has 4 AB. That's kind of the thought process of you don't want to crack your shoes and you don't want to crack your arms. until the end because then you lose your AB.
Yeah, exactly.
Alan has, I think, Swell Tidings, which is an interesting. That's not in a bunch of lists.
I think
So
it's in Kano list now because it's, it is 10:20 in London. Okay, thank you.
did you do that off the top of your head?
What?
The London time?
Yeah, totally. It just came to me from
Sheesh.
God. Swell Tidings is just, it's a good card. Does 5 damage, and you want your spells to do more damage, you know?
Everyone else it's saying 3 for 5. That's like some of the worst. What's cool about Icelander's hero power, I get to flip a blue from my arsenal and pay for it and just pretend like it's my turn. So we're going to have an Aether Hail come in. This is one of the best cards because it's 1 to play, and then you have 2 left over for a Waning Moon. So it's going to represent 5 total damage that Alan either takes a sixth of his health or blocks some of it and hopes for something better.
Yeah, totally. The tough part, though, is if you Waning Moon here, you just take 5 damage, basically, and don't have any cards left in hand,
Right.
which,
Doesn't sound bad to me if I'm Jose.
yeah, apparently.
I have never met Jose, so I'm wondering where he's from. I don't know if anybody knows.
He could be from Canada.
Because we had so I think there's at least 5 or 6 states sending people, which for the West Coast that's a big deal because our states are spaced really far apart.
Yeah, totally. California is like 16 hours by
Yeah.
5 hours.
Oh, I never
what I
thought
mean?
of it like that.
East, west, north, south. Yeah.
Texas is like that too. I kind of know how that works. Are you going to block any of the Swell Tidings? I'm going to give you 2 cards. Block 4, take 1. Pretty good turn for Jose, except we both just go down by 1.
Yeah, and you're left with 1 card, and so you're assuming Kano's not going to Kano you.
But Waning Moon for 2, except he's got to think about Frostbite, so he can't
Yep.
do it
Yeah, exactly.
because he prefers the Arsenal. We got a Humongous Games sleeves. So I'm guessing Alan is part of that crew. They all have cool hoodies.
Do they?
Yeah, there's a drumline player on there, Zachary Wallach.
Oh, okay, cool.
He's got a hoodie that says The Wall. I don't know what Alan's name is in this group, though.
Maybe it's just Alan.
Probably.
Playing a Tome of Aetherwind off the top, drawing 2 cards.
Great.
Ooh.
In this matchup, is it like when Icelander moves to put a card in their arsenal,
Yeah, you just
you just
basically
go at them?
you get a little free damage here. Too bad both of those sonic booms are in hand, though. I really want to see that off the top. And a Tome of Findal, so a lot of yellows in hand, which we don't really like, but we're going to Kano again here.
I think what's interesting about this, I think this is Alan's 4th, maybe 4th or 5th hero I've seen him play where he's not negative on win and loss, where I'm like, how, are you just good at everything?
I think so. He's definitely shown that he's, you know, a unique player and competent.
He's doing side quests. Like I'm pretty sure he's about to have a spoiler in like 4 days for another hero where it's like, you're so synonymous with that hero. We could never see you playing anything else except if you turned into the stream.
Yeah, totally. So he's sending, interestingly, Singe and Zap. It looks like just the blue ones here, just pinging in some damage. And activating Waning Moon with the Illuvian Constellus counters.
That's kind of how you get ahead in this matchup. How it works, if you're not familiar, you can have up to 4 energy counters on your Illuvian Constellus. Every time you block an arcane, the first part on either turn, you get to put a counter on it. So it's like a tunic, but instead of giving you 1, it just makes your next wand activation for free, basically.
Yep. Yeah, it's very powerful and very good in the mirror, and especially when you pair it with Waning Moon, it basically reads 3 free damage.
So good.
So good.
Because instead of, you're going to be blocking arcane the whole time. Nobody's going to really be attacking, except, this is probably going to be attack. I was going to be like, oh no. There's not going to be a lot of attacks coming in, so I think there is an idea of if I pitch to get rid of my opponent's arcane the whole game, we'll eventually run out of spell cards. So you kind of need the weapon to fill in the gaps.
Right, exactly. So getting a Aether Ice Vein here, fusing it with Blizzard. Interesting choice to keep Blizzard in the deck. Maybe you just can't side it out. I think it's is it a red or a yellow? I can't really tell here. But either way, 4 or 5 damage. And if you don't stop at all, which it looks like Alan has, you would have to discard a card or pay 2.
Not fun if you're Kano.
Definitely not.
But you probably wouldn't discard a card. You just go, I'm just going to Kano twice and see what's behind door 4.
Yeah, totally. So Alan blocking or pitching to block with 2 cards means Jose here has kind of carte blanche to Waning Moon him because he doesn't have enough cards in hand for a clapback there.
I like carte blanche.
You like that? Sometimes I call it just Cate Blanchett.
Ooh. I like her.
Oh, yeah.
Did you ever watch that documentary Now episode she was in?
No.
She's pretending to be the greatest performance artist of all time, who's a Serbian woman, and it's phenomenal.
Oh, okay.
If you watch the regular documentary and watch it right after, it's bang, bang, double feature. It's amazing. But right now, we're getting a cold snap, which is going to freeze that arsenal unless we pay 1.
Which it looks like Alan is paying 1 and taking some Waning Moon damage.
I wonder if that crown got broken earlier in Alan's previous loss.
From a rage?
Yeah, like there were 2 intact crayons.
Yeah.
Crayons.
Well, if you remember from childhood, crayons are notoriously fragile.
Yeah.
Which, as a child, is frustrating.
This one looks like a 5 damage Aether Ice Vein, and this is what's going to actually ruin Alan's life because you only have 4 AB. Because you need that hat to be your combo piece and not a Null Rune hood. So one of this will get through unless we randomly have an Oasis, which would be a crazy play.
Well, we saw that in the Kano mirror, that one of the Kanos was running Oasis Respite.
You could hit that off the top and you put it back on, but it just would dumpster that turn.
That is correct, Blake. This is a pretty strong turn from Jose here because he's, well, he's definitely going to be able to, like, Waning Moon for free now. If Alan chooses to send some arcane damage, he'll be able to block it with his 1 floating, and then that'll charge his Alluvian Constellus, and he'll be able to use that to Waning Moon. And then on his next turn, well, excuse me, Alan's turn, he has a nice 1-cost card in Arsenal to play to easily get that Waning Moon activation again. So
I feel like you could probably just pop off a bit and be like, I'll take 5. Because what's the kill area for Iyslander? Like 12.
yeah,
And the kill for Kano is probably double that.
right.
So we can double it.
Especially with both players not having Energy Potion out on the field yet.
Right. So take 5 here, do some chip, because Jose's a lot closer to 24 than you are to 12.
That's very true. Man, everybody's so good at math here at Battle Hardened LA.
I mean, I was driving around the West Texas desert every morning on Saturdays at 4 in the morning to go to Lubbock, Texas to do calculator applications.
Are you from Texas?
Yeah.
Oh. That's what's wrong with you.
Oh, my goodness.
You walked right into that one.
I moved as soon as possible. Shout-outs to all the people in Texas. I'm sure they're dying of heat right now.
And so is this turn with all of this fire from Kano.
So much heat.
We're getting another Waning Moon here. We're just slinging magic back and forth.
We're vibing during this. I kind of like how much, like, I think this is a crazy, like, these are the games you have to be good at to have the balls to put Iyslander or Kano into your deck list for a, whatchamacallit? Maybe I shouldn't say that. Maybe I should say cojones or whatever, or the gall or the chutzpah. Oh. Are you from Texas too? It is something where you got to have the chutzpah. You need to be able to win this game of the mirror in the class mirror to even have the thought process of I could punish my bad matchups, but you have to be super technical in these.
Yeah, totally. I couldn't agree more here. So Iyslander now forced to not have a Arsenal card, so we won't see any disruption, but I don't think it is Jose's turn.
Now we
or
have
it is Jose's turn.
attack.
Excuse me, that's what I meant to say. Yeah, an attack. E-strike. What do you think? 5 go again? 7?
I think it's just 7 every time, unless you wanted to maybe Coronet Peak, which isn't.
That
I don't
just
know if that's really good against Kano.
No,
at
I
all.
think you just get magicked. You just get shot with arcane.
Right. Which maybe I think one thing that's really cool about Flesh and Blood sometimes is like baiting your opponent into kind of overextending because you like want them to in this moment because
Yeah.
you're like, I have crappy cards, who cares?
Yeah.
Is kind of like you can beat kind of not great players at that, but like maybe if you're in a battle hardened and in round 4 trying to get or round 5 and trying to get your 4th win, that doesn't work as much. But if you're like, I need to win one more armory game, how do I do this? Like, leaving yourself open because you have a bigger plan is maybe you're a spider woman and getting a web going.
Interesting here that Jose plays down Insidious Chill. And that is a...
How bad is that for Kano?
it's just tough because a lot of the things Iyslander does, like make a frostbite, Insidious Chill trigger, Kano can just respond to and can ignore,
Right.
But as we know with some of the brute cards like Barraging Beatdown or that sort of thing, almost said Barraging Blake, but we'll get there, that they can just respond to the Intimidate trigger, right? So, which is like good and bad, but it does make it so Kano has to like kind of make the decision then rather than later when they potentially have more information.
So I think Insidious Chill is a little bit better than Barraging Beatdown in that situation because that the Insidious Chill happens at like instant speed instead of I'm playing an action card and I'm going to attack later, where you can like try to make me so afraid of your arcane where I'm going to use my future attack to block arcane.
Right. But so here it is, right? So here comes Aether Ice Vein for 5, fused with Channel Lake Frigid, trigger Insidious Chill. So we have 1 blue in hand, so now we have perfect information, and Alan can kind of perhaps navigate to deal, 10 damage or something like that.
24 is what we were said earlier, so at any point from now on, Alan could be like, great. I think seeing the Channel Lake Frigid is like, oh crap, I better hurry.
Yeah.
I don't want to do this during a Channel Lake Frigid turn.
It doesn't look like he's flush with blues,
This looks
which
like
is
a
a little
Ragamuffin turn, which usually when somebody's touching Ragamuffin, 18 to 20 damage will follow. Here comes a Tome of the Aether Wind. Are we going to draw 2?
I
1,
think so.
2, yeah.
Oof, not great hits. 2 yellows, Tome of Findal and Lessons in Lava. So really want the blues there.
Also, remember what we said earlier of if he does choose to use the shoes, you lose 2 AB. That's how it always goes.
Yeah, that's the classic saying that people always are talking about.
Yeah.
Another Kano activation here. Looks like a
Sap blue?
And is that a blue Scalding Rain? Or is it a red?
It does not look red to me. looks bad.
Yeah, so not really the turn we're looking for. But you do know you're a little safe from like the most that Jose is going to do to you is 3 damage. Because you play out Channel Lake and then Waning Moon you,
But Jose could do something crazy like, oh, you didn't have a turn and you want to draw up cards? Well, I'm going to put Channel Lake Frigid down. I'm going to Waning Moon you, Prognosticate. These are such bad hits. How
unfortunate.
How awful.
Unfortunate.
Unless that card in the arsenal is Aether Wildfire and we just go.
Yeah, that would be nuts. He's like, okay, I've done it. Yeah. But then it would, hopefully it resolves before that other attack.
Oh, yeah, I don't know how that gets. I don't know if. No, you got to. Aether Wildfire can't go first. You idiot.
I mean, it could. You just have to kill Jose. And then you're whatever. I guess then it's like comes in for 4. And then Aether Ice Vein would come in for 9. But that's still like a lot of extra damage you all of a sudden have to take that you probably shouldn't.
And it's interesting because Alan, he played Iyslander all of the early part of this year. Of those pro quests, he won the first one right out of the gate with Iyslander, and everyone was like, you play this hero? So I think if you're like knowledge check, it's kind of hard to knowledge check Alan because I feel like he plays so much, and like I know exactly what Icelander's trying to do. I'm sure that there is a Kano in San Diego that's a big pain to play against, so I'm sure he's done it from the other side before.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point.
We're always talking about knowledge here. We got a lot of knowledgeable people. I feel like on
You
the
mean here in LA or just
yeah,
mean
or
here
West
in the
Coast
booth?
tournaments or whatever.
Yeah.
Like
Do you think every region says
that's what I was
how
trying.
good
That's what I was trying
good
to like. The
their
people in
scene
Toronto,
is?
the people in Colorado, the people in Orlando, and it's like, who's your favorite Orlando player? Quick, like, I don't know.
Don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, it's not you guys. I would know some of you guys. And I don't know if it's like, well, nobody knows who Blake is, and you're like, well, I don't play.
I mean, you're one of my favorites.
Oh,
Person, not player, though.
yeah. Okay.
As a player, least favorite. Person, top 10.
Bro, I just got powered up. I got a mat delivered from Singapore.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
The Reckless Swing mat is mine now. So I have every Brute mat that's ever existed besides the roll. What's the roll card? Dallas number
Rolling
one
Thunder.
seed.
Is that a playmat?
Oh, that'd be sick. The Kano specialization. KO specialization.
Oh, KO.
Yeah. We got the Savage Land News in here. This
Hell
trend
yeah.
is still going. I'm assuming.
Shout out
If-
to them, sponsor of the stream today.
Yeah, shout outs to them. The SLN. If we are cracking so much stuff, is there not an Aether Wildfire in here, or why are we using both our arms and our hat on this? Like, I'm wondering if he's just about to turn this over and be like, "Why are you guys talking during my kill turn?"
That would be awesome.
Like, I don't know if Jose's like, if he's terrified right now, but Jose said
I don't know.
Aether Ice Vein for 5, probably 7.5 minutes ago.
Yeah. If I'm Jose and they just flip blues off the top, I'm like, sweet,
Yeah,
we're chilling.
sweet.
This is great.
There's no way I die. And then, like, sap for what? You going to hit my Alluvian counter? I don't have one. What is in... Okay, we're just...
Maybe Alan is just trying to get Jose into kill range.
I think there's a thought process, too, of, like, let's make all my 1s be 2s so I can get them in the kill range. That's what you just said, too. Let's go. Or maybe I want to use all my resources, because if I keep this blue, it's going to get blown up.
Right. Interesting. Now you take 5 or pay 2.
Oh, no. He said, I have no cards in hand to discard to that.
Yeah, joke's on you, Jose.
I wonder if there's a thought process. I get to keep my 1 resource because it's not 2. Then after you're done not blocking, after you're done, use my 1 resource to use my shoes because there's no ice at all. Then flip over the double card in my arsenal. But then it's like, well, what was that for? That's another 4 damage, I guess?
Yeah, I wonder what Alan is thinking about here.
Somebody says, what a dumb health indicator. We like to say creative.
Yeah.
We have imagination here in this town of stars and entertainment. Maybe not for a little
Roses.
bit because of the strike. Yeah. We just took 5 damage from Alan, but we're gonna Waning Moon.
I mean, this is a scary place to be at.
I'd rather be
At 15.
15 on
We're gonna
Alan's
break.
side.
We're gonna break energy potion. We're gonna storm stride or something.
Yeah, I think
What is
there's
happening?
something
Blazing?
in there.
How much damage did he do?
'Cause this doesn't make sense with anything else. The fact that this also doubles the Waning Moon is kind of gross. 5 more? 10 more.
damage.
Yeah, I mean, you don't spend 8 minutes touching all your cards for like 4 more. Like, we finally got there with the thought process of if he's using his hands, he's doing something crazy.
Yeah, I mean, see, this is what I was talking about earlier, is that Kano can just respond to your Iyslander BS and kind of punish you because you kind of have to overextend yourself.
Because I know Jose was like, oh, heck yes. This is a really good turn for me.
Yeah.
I'm going to do 5 to you and ruin your hand. And then Alan said, talk to me in an episode of Rugrats later, dude.
I mean,
Or episode of SpongeBob is probably
Yeah,
more
totally.
relevant for our crew now.
I mean, even though Storm Starters is popped, you're still in a really precarious situation here at 5.
All you need is a swell tidings whenever Icelander's not paying attention, and it's over.
Yeah, totally. And the only real attack you have, the most you can do right now, you have 1 card in hand, and the most I guess you have 4 cards in hand, but the most you can do is like 8 damage right now.
Yeah, Channel Lake Frigid will probably come out of there just for the ability to make it a little bit closer with Waning Moon.
Yeah. You also have to be fortunate enough to have an ice card to keep it around.
But you also kind of maybe don't want to get rid of all your cards on your opponent's turn because then, oh, I don't have enough to block this anymore.
Right.
However, Alan has 1 AB.
Yeah. But
so, good luck.
the ceiling on Icelander's turn is still not very much, right? So that's...
Yeah, you're not afraid of... Like, the most arcane I've ever seen Iyslander do to me was 9 off of a Weather Vane into Freezing Point. And
Yeah,
before that happens, you'll be able to just do 5 to them.
Those were the days when you could Freezing Point, encase Freezing Point for 10. Let's go.
That literally happened to me.
Nice.
3
Did I do that
weeks
to you?
ago.
Oh.
Yeah. Somebody ended my round 3 immediately. I was 2-0. I was feeling good. 9 arcane off of a Freezing Point. I was like,
I feel like you always have these stories, Blake. You're like,
well, I'm very bad at the game.
I was about to top 8, and then a bird flew indoors, and pecked me, and I had to go to the hospital.
The bird was riding a bicycle somehow. Okay. We're drawing up. So Alan has gas now. One of those is you don't want that in your hand. You want to get that off the top. So that's not great.
Ooh, a Findle's Fighting Spirit.
But there's no cards in hand. Just kill me. Begging for the kill. Because you could take 7, but it's through a Channel Lake Blake. You got to focus. It's way easier to block. He's going to attack with it so he gains a health.
Yep, totally. Let's see if Alan just blocks this.
Okay, you guys are so obsessed with this, where the wax of these crowns are going. It's not that big a deal. Nobody cares about that here. Probably good thing you guys aren't friends with Alan because you wouldn't get him.
Yeah, Alan is a living performance art piece, and just appreciate it for what it is.
The name of the movie documentary that everyone should watch is called The Artist is Present.
Uh-huh.
So go watch that it's on streaming for sure.
Sweet. Thanks for that recommendation, Blake.
612.
Just Arsenal pass here, or like I like to say, attack action podcast, and then you pass your turn.
Oh, so true.
Yeah.
I think we're just waiting for the Channel Lake to run out, and then we're going to blow them up is kind of the thought process with Alan.
I think so. You got to have 2 ice cards this turn now.
True.
And the
flows.
Yeah,
you got
to get that flow counter up there. Alan seems to keep drawing a lot of red cards or yellows.
Not what you want to do.
Not what you want to do. Want those in deck, blues in hand.
I think if you're Jose, you're like, what am I going to do? Like, how can I... Like, you're looking for a red spell. You want a red ice ball. Do you run that? I don't know. Do you want a red Aether Hell? Do you run that? You hope so, but some of these people cut a lot of those red spells, which means you're not going to be able to extend to the damage you need to start chipping Alan down unless you want to get blown up in the face.
Mm-hmm.
Because an ice bolt for 3?
Yep, totally.
He said, cool, I'll block all that. Waning Moon. And everybody that's ever played Wizard kind of knows your windows of, like, where you're trying to, like, as soon as you run out of a blue and you're stuck with 2 reds, like, your opponent's going to know, let's just get rid of you.
Yeah. So we'll see here what Alan chooses to do, if he's going to block this 2 damage or not. I think, shouldn't life totals have changed, though? Because he can't AB3 the Ice Bolt unless I missed that and he was a little higher.
Yeah, maybe they forgot that there's no AP over there. Oops.
Yeah. Mike Jones, no frostbites. That was Jose's turn. Channel is still around. So I guess Alan is just passing the turn here, saying Channel Lake Frigid will be
Right.
gone now, unless you have 3 ice cards, which would be crazy.
How would you keep it around? You would say Waning Moon gets one of them, another spell gets another. You're hoping to have a yellow. You're not going to have yellow ice cards in there, though.
I think they're having the classic wizard conversation like, oh, right, it's my turn. Is it? No, it's my turn. Oh, I did this. You did that. Yeah, it's my turn. See? Yep. Classic.
I think that's interesting. Everybody's like, should he be at lower health?
Yeah, exactly what I said. You can't.
Maybe.
Because the Ice Bolt comes in for
Yeah,
3.
I don't know. It is one of those things of like, isn't there a judge right next to them?
I think there is.
Judge?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or just to remind them that they don't have enough AB to block that thing 2 turns ago.
Yep. We're sending somebody.
I think that's one thing that's kind of interesting about streaming. I don't know if this is the time and place to have this conversation, but the idea of like, oh, there's a lot of games being played behind us. And maybe there's mistakes like this. Like, I don't think anybody's surreptitiously doing this.
Yeah,
and
totally.
Whatever.
And it's, when you, this is round 5, and that's
Right.
a lot of flesh and blood. This is your 5th hour in a row.
And I saw a
Flesh and
tweet
blood.
of somebody was like, I accidentally put a second tunic counter, and it kind of ruined my idea. Like, oh, I put a second tunic counter when I wasn't supposed to, and now I have an IP in my next game.
Yeah.
It is kind of like, well, why would I want to go on stream if it's like, I messed up by accident. And
Yeah,
it's, like,
totally.
the worst. For the glory, I don't know if it's glory though.
Glory.
Whenever you're like, this isn't great. But maybe the crowns. Maybe they help. They do have AB on them. I don't know.
Mr. Newson, 123. We have 140 something players here. We're at max capacity.
Yeah, we were at max capacity. I think 13 people didn't make it here.
Something
There was,
like that.
Drops or
Yeah.
something.
So over 140.
130 something.
Yeah. So we got 8 rounds today.
We got it.
Plus top 8.
Let's do this while they're talking. We got a super armory over there for all the people that were like 0-3 drop. Or maybe they were like, I want to go win some crazy super armory pricing. Then we have, it is 143. Did you guys already show the meta breakdown? Is that a thing?
We did.
What were you surprised about with this? Other decks 12?
Bravo in 4th place.
Bravo in 4th place.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that does make sense. If it beats Oldham, it beats Lexi sometimes. I don't know if they're. They said hold the stream real
Hold
quick.
the stream.
So we are gonna have us look at you. Wait. This isn't working. Whenever I. Oh,
Hey, there we
go.
are.
Sheesh. They're gonna look at that, and I don't know if that's gonna be like, oops. Chat is the ultimate judge. That's terrifying, in my opinion.
So we're just saying he didn't have enough AB, and so we're going to see if we can rewind.
So they're gonna look at AB and see what happened,
I'm going to try to figure it out right now.
and they're gonna probably use that crown life total to figure it out.
Confirmation. You probably already said this, but I was listening to another person, so.
No, go for it.
So they're gonna relook at this. They're gonna watch the stream back, see what actually was the mistake, and then see if the game can be reversed or fixed from where it's at. And then if not, we'll get more information. We'll see what goes from there.
I think that's something where what we just talked about though was like you have to know this matchup to get there, and like. I played Iyslander for like 6 weeks once, and it is frustrating when you're playing against a Kano because you're like, I want to kill you, but now I'm more susceptible, and that is a thing where it's like you can't just ignore that because it's like, oops, like it is like I went to kill you and it didn't happen, and now I'm more likely to be killed. I just said the same thing twice, but it is something where if you could ignore the downsides of some of your cards,
Yeah.
some of these cards aren't balanced when you do that. Not that he was ignoring it on purpose. It's more of like, oh, geez.
Yeah, totally. Just a regular mistake you can make, you know. To fill time, Mr. Blake,
Would
I
you
have
rather?
I have some more quiz questions based on flavor text. What flavor is it? Are you ready?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Hell yeah. I didn't know this was happening. Did you
Totally.
do this earlier?
I did it with Sam.
Oh, how did he do?
Poorly.
Great.
Yeah, totally. Also, you can't look at chat.
Oh,
So,
okay.
so no cheating.
I would never look at chat on
No
purpose.
cheating.
I'll go this way.
Here, Christina's going to move it out of the way.
Oh, okay,
But chat,
perfect. I
please
can look back
participate.
this way. I can even move my body this way towards you.
Wow. Okay, so this is based on flavor text, so
Cool.
here you go. Phi said this. Burn blank or burn blank. We burn blank. Is it A, hard, fast, forever, B, long, free, now, or C, bright, out, together? Bonus points if you know what card this is. Don't look at the answer.
I literally tried to look at your
I
phone.
know.
Everyone saw me cheat.
It's in
I
dark
get
mode.
IP3 for next
IP3.
round.
Uh-oh. Justin needs to
Um,
talk to us while you think.
I think
There was no significant advantage gained by it.
I'm trying to hear what they're saying too. I should probably think harder about this thing though. I know it's one of those crappy reds that nobody plays, or we would know this more. I don't play Phi. They're telling me look at the camera. It's so interesting what's happening behind me too though.
Okay.
I'm gonna guess A.
That is incorrect.
It's B then.
It's C. Bright, out, together.
No way. What would you burn together? Oh, because it's a rebellion.
It's a rebellion.
I'm so stupid.
Yeah. Lava Vein Loyalty is that card.
Oh, where they're
So-
doing the hand stuff.
Yeah, like this.
Oh, what happened with the judge call behind us?
So, Alan's going to lose 2 life.
Cool.
And
That makes sense.
The game state has to stay where it is. He's getting a games rule violation and an IP2
Well,
moving
that's
forward.
you're toast. Like, IP2 when you're in a wizard matchup is kind of fatal. I don't know.
We'll see. That'll, I think, that comes into effect
IP2
next
is not
round.
draw 2 cards. It's draw 3 cards for 2 turns. Correct?
Yes.
Okay, so
Draw
IP
1 less card for X
means-
amount of turns.
intellect penalty for people that are maybe brand new on the stream.
Yeah.
Intellect is the amount of cards you can draw. So if you have a penalty, IP2 means 2 turns of 3 cards only.
Right. So now we see that Alan is on 3 health. We see Justin in there too. Handsome devil that he is. The captain of the.
Oh, how did you
Arcane
get to
games and
3
events.
health? What happened?
He only blocked E-Strike with 1 card.
Damn. Well, we're doing our best, you know? I think that's something too. Like, what do you love about Flesh and Blood? The games go to the wire. It's 1 versus 1.
And there you go. GG's. Emeritus
Yeah.
Holding from Arsenal, 4 damage.
Oh, now we're blaming it on the crayons.
can only
Oh
block
my
1.
God, Big Link, give it a rest.
2 down.
The wax isn't on the plate. We did make sure when we went over there. We were gonna give him a plus IP for the wax not being on.
No wax off on this match.
I thought they were phasing out IP penalty. I never heard about that.
I think this is curtains for Alan, right?
Oh, I thought they already shook hands because of the. I'm all pretending like this is over.
Oh, wait. He said he can snap back and potentially win.
How's he gonna block the Emeritus scolding though?
Well, if he kills Jose first.
He said bet. I thought they literally just handshake. Am
He
I
did.
crazy? And he was like, wait, give me a second. What is happening? We're having fun. Charles then next round or we riot. Don't know who that is.
He's a famous old hymn.
Who cares
Deep
about
player.
old? Get wrecked.
Takes 3.
You'll see him when he's in top 15 or whatever.
Then Emeritus. Oh, Kano activation.
Off the top. He said, before that, let me do my Waning Moon first and just kill you. But then could he Waning Moon, or he already committed to go grab a card?
Well, I think he can respond to the.
Big Link is still talking about The wax
You,
crayons.
we just gotta ignore him.
Poor Big Link. Brian Ordona. We're just saying random stuff now. Jose's probably got this figured out. We just want to make sure we're doing everything the right way because he's the guy that has more cards, so he has more times to mess this up. So he's got to play correctly here.
Oh,
We are
yeah, you
getting
pit-
rid of the
pitch those.
snapback. Getting a Luvian counter. We're never going to miss a single thing ever again because I'm tired of getting these IP penalties, said Alan.
And then
Will you let me resolve this,
he's
please?
gonna Kano. Gotta hope for something free here.
A 0 for 3 Aether Dart Red? Those exist?
They totally do. If he has them.
Oh.
What does he get?
Prognosticate your toast.
Then he can play it. The blue one. Does that banish another card that you can then play? Is that what that card is?
Prognosticate. No, it does not do that. It opts 1.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, yeah.
Sapped if it does more than 1. It is kind of sad to see something where you're like, I'm super excited to play. I show up. We're probably nearing
And that's it.
getting to top 8 and just kind of stub your toe on an IP penalty.
Yeah, totally tough. So Alan's going to fall to 3-2, and Jose will move on at 4-1. He's in a good spot here for top 8ing. I don't know when that first loss was, but there are 8 rounds, so anything can happen, Blake.
I think what Alan did wrong there was use crayons. For sure.
Well, I don't know about that. You just forget.
I think that's a fun like, wow, we were doing this pretty well.
Yeah.
We were killing it. And then we were playing it kind of to the letter of the law, and then you just literally forget about one thing, and then you're like,
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
It's not very
really tough.
satisfying for viewers at home, but it is. Nobody has a perfect ending every time, you know?
Well, what do the people say? Flesh and blood is hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All's well that ends well, you know?
Anyway, we're going to go on a short break. Oh, that's Lava Vein Loyalty.
Oh, yeah. Lava Vein Loyalty.
Yeah.
Keep it real. We'll see you on the flip side and maybe have some segment for you. I don't know. We'll see.
Bye.